In this hellish summer, there is unbearable heat. The dry desert wind brings dusty storms that can bury an entire caravan alive under sand dunes. This is the Sahara right through the heart of its lifeless landscapes. Resembling lunar vistas runs a lonely railway line. The Mauritanian Railway is one of the most extreme routes in the world. The railway track resembles a post-apocalyptic road of fury from the Mad Max movie. Today, we will tell you about it. Let's get started. Mauritania is an Islamic developing country with a low standard of living located in West Africa. Back in 1963, a unique railway route was established here by mining companies, connecting their mines of Zouerat to the seaport of Nouadibou. The entire railway system in Mauritania consists of a single narrow-gauge railway. Running through the Sahara. Iron ore mining in Mauritania had never been particularly challenging, but it was only with the advent of this rail link that the opportunity arose to transport valuable minerals across the desert to the port where they could be shipped across the Atlantic for further sale and conversion into currency. Since 1963, this narrow-gauge railway has contributed significantly to Mauritania's GDP. In 1974, both the mines and the railway were nationalized and transferred to the Société Nationale Industrielle Minière. Today, the mining industry plays an important role in the economy of the West African sub-region. The annual freight traffic on Mauritania's railway averages about 15.6 million tons of iron ore for export. The length of the extreme railway route that crosses the Mauritanian desert is 704 kilometers, and the length of the train is more than 2 kilometers. 3 to 4 locomotives pull up to 250 open freight cars, each loaded with more than 80 tons of iron ore. The total weight of the cargo reaches 16,000 tons, making the transportation a challenging task. The desert may appear flat from a distance, but in reality maneuvers have to be made to overcome the climbs with a huge train and hold it on the descents. This desert ship is the longest and slowest train in the world. Every day, it drags along the caravan tracks through barren landscapes at speeds of less than 50 kilometers per hour. A one-way journey usually takes more than 20 hours, but can take up to a couple of days. This train serves as the backbone of Mauritania's economy, laying the foundation for the country's development and stability. Additionally, it delivers water tanks to Mauritanian villages, where water is as precious as gold. In the harsh regional conditions, some of these poor settlements owe their existence to the train Bedouins used to travel to the railway from isolated villages and then resettled closer to the supply of provisions. Some now live along the tracks and barracks and work in railway maintenance for monitoring and maintaining the tracks. A specialized wired system is used, but due to constant sandstorms, it cannot function without human intervention. Sensors get covered in dust and sand, so the local track walkers have the simple yet important task of clearing the debris from the beacons. The tradition of watching over the train to receive a piece of bread for free still persists. Here, the driver's assistant throws bread out of the window to the oncoming Bedouins. No one remembers when this custom appeared or who came up with it, but for the desert's indigenous people, it is sometimes the only way to obtain real bread. A ride on the Mauritanian train is a real adventure. Let's take a trip through the vast desert and explore the familiar route from Mauritanians to understand the social and economic mission of this ghost train. The entire train consists of open freight cars carrying green iron ore at the end of the train for more affluent travelers. There are 1 to 2 dilapidated wagons without electricity which resemble passenger cars, only with roofs here right on the floor. They sleep, eat, and boil tea on gas cylinders. However, there are very few people willing to travel in cars with such questionable comfort because tickets need to be paid for. Most Bedouins prefer to ride on open freight platforms simply on heaps of iron ore, although this is deadly dangerous and officially prohibited. Traveling in a freight car is free, but you need to prepare in advance for boarding and the battle with other contenders for a place in the dirty wagon. The train slowly departs from the station. During the journey, People sit, lie down, eat on piles of iron or here in the corner of the wagon. They attend to their natural needs. They jump from one wagon to another while the train is in motion. When the train slows down, each wagon collides with the one in front, giving the impression that the train has derailed. Many of those sitting fall forward, and those who are standing are trying to move to the adjacent wagon, fall onto the tracks, and perish under the wheels. For those who don't want to spend an extra $3 on a ticket, this train have to stay on the journey. You will see rock, sand, bushes, camels, goats, and lonely old huts, and also a lot of dust. Once your eyes get used to the dust and adapt to the surroundings, you will begin to distinguish the colors and shades of the sand, which it can take on at a certain angle and under certain lighting as darkness falls. You can enjoy a beautiful view of the Milky Way. The majority of the population in this country are Muslims, who practice their religion. Atheists are non-existent. As the renunciation of faith is punishable by death, there the exact arrival and departure times of the train are unclear, so you may have to wait for a long time. Mauritania doesn't offer many tourist attractions, but this train is its real treasure. Despite incredibly harsh travel conditions, the local people respect and take pride in this train. It is even depicted on the local currency. Unfortunately, Mauritania is the last country in the world where slavery is still prevalent. While slavery was officially abolished in 1980, approximately 20% of the population remains enslaved, and their children born into slavery also continue to be enslaved. This is what one of the most extreme and dangerous railway routes in the world looks like, resembling more of a perilous desert survival challenge than a typical train journey. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the 99 Tech Zoom channel. Also check out our previous videos.